Hello YouTube, this is YGOINFO, and I'm here to bring you a video of my Blackwing deck. Starting off with the monsters, as always. First up, you got a Dark Armed, pretty basic for a dark deck. If you don't know what it does, read up on it. Next you got 1, 2, 3 Shura. What Shura does is, when it kills a monster, you can special summon one with 1500 or less attack from your deck, and that monster's effect is negated. This is really good for getting value out in defense mode or something, and synchroing for a level 5. I find that highly overlooked in Blackwing players. You got 3 Bora. It can be special summon if you control Blackwing other than Bora the Spear. It's a Piercer. Really good, 1700 attack, and most of the time it's a free summon. So, that's awesome. Kallet. This format, I've noticed that Blackwings use Kallet mostly as a defense mechanism. Defense card. Yeah, they do go for aggro with it, but only if they're going to go for game. Last format, or the previous ones with Blackwings, it was more of an offensive card, but now you really have to be careful. Next you got 3 Sirocco. He can be normal summoned if you control, or if your opponent controls a monster and you don't. 2000 beater, and he can pump something, like give it all the, like let's say you have a Bora on the field, right here, right? And you have 3 Sirocco. They have a defense position monster. You can activate 1 Sirocco's effect to give Bora 2000 plus 2000 plus 2000 plus 17 attack. Well, it wouldn't add on to the 17, but in the end, you would have a 6000 plus 17. That's a 7700 attack beater. You'd attack something, drop a Kallet, that's game. 3 Blizzard. Blizzard is a boss-ass monster. You normal summon him, he can't be special summoned, and you get a level 4 from your graveyard. You have a lot of options on level 4 monsters. You got all this right here. Synchro for a level 6, or if you already have a Sirocco on the field, you can synchro for a level 7 and get Armor Master. I'll go over this later. But Blizzard, awesome card. And it can be special summoned with Shura's effect, because its effect of not being able to be special summoned is negated by Shura. So if you have a Shura, you can attack and special summon this in whichever one you want, and then attack with it, or synchro up. 1 Gale. Gale is a level 3 tuner. You can special summon it if you control a Blackwing monster. Pretty boss. Its effect is you can cut the attack of one monster your opponent controls in half, and that's permanent. And it's a tuner, and it's level 3, and it can be special summoned, and you can cut an attack. It's awesome. Like, even if you're not running a Blackwing deck, Gale is still amazing. Play him. Next up, I was saying you got value. Mostly for the Shura thing, and once you're done synchroning with Shura for a level 5, you can have it in the graveyard with a Sirocco, and sync those two together for a level 6. I got a DD Crow, just as a dark staple. Food for dad. You can remove something from play. If you've watched my other video, I said if they target anything in the graveyard, and you have DD Crow, remove from play that target, and the card does not get its effect. Monster born, called a Haunted, anything like that. This is good. Also, against Machinas, I forgot to mention, it's boss. They have to discard Machina Fortress and something else to the graveyard to special summon a Machina Fortress that they discarded from the graveyard. So when they discard that Machina Fortress, just DD Crow, remove it from play. They don't get it, but they still had to discard. Great card. Next one is Effect Veiler. Random staple. It's really good. Level 1 tuner, and you can negate the monster's effect during the main phase. Yeah, so like if they have a dad or something, you can just negate it with Veiler. Or anything else. It's awesome. Next up, we got the spells. For the spells, I'm playing 2 cards of Black Feather. Cards for Black Feathers. It's a really good draw card. Draw 2 cards, or remove from play Blackwing monster in your hand to draw 2 cards, and you cannot special summon the turn. Yeah, it seems like a lot to pay for 2 cards, but it is a really good card. Next, you got Black Whirlwind. Black Whirlwind is down to 1, sadly. This made Blackwings a lot less effective. But what it does is when you summon a monster, a Blackwing monster to the field, like normal summon it, you can search a Blackwing monster to your hand that has less attack. Normally you'd search Gale, or a Kallet, or if you summon Shura, a Bora, to special summon that Bora. Next up, we got Solidarity. just for that little bit of aggro that you needed. It's a pretty boss card. Monster Born, staple. Dark Hole, staple. Cold Wave, staple. I mean, you don't need spells messing up your crap. And Book of Moon just as a filler card. I don't know why I'm not writing Allure of Darkness in here, but I should be. So instead of Book of Moon, you should probably play Allure of Darkness. I think I'm short on those though, so that's why I'm not running it. Book of Moon, if you don't have Allure of Darkness. If you do, Allure of Darkness. We got the traps. For the traps, we're playing 3 Icarus attack. By tributing 1 winged beast monster on your side of the field, destroy 2 cards on the field. So if they target you with like Deep Prison or something that would destroy your monster, just chain these guys, like all 3 if you need to, because they are boss. It's awesome. Next, you're earning 3/7 Tools of the Bandit. I love this card personally. It's my favorite card in the whole game. Pay 10, negate wherever you want. That's a trap. If the person isn't running traps in their deck, side it out for something else. But a lot of people at my locals do run traps, and they get really butthurt when I activate 7 tools and they're about to go for game. 1, 2, 3, Deep Prison. Deep Prison's good because it removes the aggro from other decks, and that's really important for Blackwings because they do normally get completely raffle stomped by something that has really high attack power cards and they don't have a Khaled in their hand. Next up, Deck Devastation Virus. This is for your Sirocco's, since you're running 3, or your Dark Tuners, or Synchros. Tribute 1 Dark Monster with 2,000 attack, and again, this is if they only are going to destroy that Dark Monster. Look at your opponent's hand, field, and cards that they would draw for the next 3 turns, and destroy monsters with attack of 1,500 or less. Amazing. This hurts so many decks right now in the meta. You got gadgets that get hurt, they completely get destroyed, right? Solemn Judgment, staple, pay half your life points, negate whatever you want. And finally, Royal Oppression. Dang. Most of you guys are probably thinking, why, you're special summoning so much in this deck, why ruin it with Royal Oppression? Well, you either be careful with Royal Oppression and don't use it until you know that you're not going to special summon for the rest of the duel, or you do the exact opposite. You activate it when you know you're going to special summon for the rest of the duel. You summon Ashura, activate Royal Oppression, triple Bora, they just paid 24 life points, and then you can attack Ashura, triple Khaled for game. We got Synchros. For the Synchros, I recommend 3 Blackwing Armor Master, I only have 1 at the time, and 3 Armed Wing. I only have 2 again, 3 is better. 1 Silverwind, because Silverwind, it's okay, but it's not that great. I mean, there are better things to go for with a level 8, or 9, whatever one that is. Dark End. Dang. This is where the metagame starts and ends for your opponent. You bust this guy out, you can destroy a monster on their side of the field once per turn. He's at 2,600. Yeah, you have to pay half or 500 of his attack points every time you do it. By the time you do it, they're not going to have much on the field, and you can just scoop for game. Next up, you got Staple Synchros. Goyo, Cataster, Brynic, Stardust, Red Archfiend. All just basic synchros you should be playing in almost every deck. Next up, we got Chimera Tech. This is against the meta. If you're playing against gadgets that have a Cyber Dragon, or anything really that has a Cyber Dragon and 1 other machine type monster, and they forget to leave it on the field, you just scoop those cards up, play him on your side of the field, and this is Gangsta Mac, and that's it for my Blackwing deck. Peace out, and God bless.